So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. My name's Peter Drury, and here's my co-commentator for the game, it's Jim Beglin.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Drury, and hello to everyone.
Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. We're up and running then. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Yeah, Bernd Leno. I think his presence might make all the difference for this team. He's got lightning-fast reactions and a coolness under pressure that allows him to make the big one-on-one saves. He's also very reliable under the high ball or when he's dealing with crosses, and I'd expect the whole defence to play with a bit more assurance with him in place.
Yes, getting the best out of him will count for so much. And they've got rid. And here's Asensio. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Terrier. Goes back.
He had nobody else to help out there.
It's a goal kick. And he's let fly. Looking for the run. And he welcomes it in. Terrier! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
Terrier has every reason to be disappointed after being played in so well. The gaffer won't let him forget that.
Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. This is a promising build-up. Very early stages, Jim, but anything up to now that's of note?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
That's a little off target. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Terrier, and he shoots! Terrific from Terrier! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. And there is your opener.
I think you have to appreciate the simplicity and efficiency of it all there, Peter. The ease at which the defence got taken out of the equation, and he was never going to miss that.
So we have the first goal.
Well, I think the next 5 to 10 minutes will call for real focus as the opposition will inevitably react. Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
And that has put paid to that. Hasabor. And here's Lukabakio. Quality ball.
Diamante really look like a team that's set up to absorb pressure. They don't mind being on the back foot.
But with something up their sleeve.
Yeah, they clearly feel they can hit hard on the counter-attack thanks to their pacey options.
And here's Lukabakio. That is a brilliant interception. Traore. Gonzalez looking to pass their way up the pitch. And he's being shifted off it.
Gonzalez really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Gonzalez, upright and purposeful.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
The referee has just said play on. And there's his chance to lead the counter. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it. OK, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Can he get it through? That's a super give and go. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Parma trailing by the tightest of margins at half-time.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here.
Parma really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Oh, well played, well sorted out. He's not got that quite right. Nice sequence of passes, this. Adrian Benabi. But he's gone backward here. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. Now it's Yilmaz. Takes a shot! He's done very well to get to that.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Parma with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Chance for a shot! And again, he is at his elastic best.
Well, the keeper saved his team again here, Peter, but he needs more protection from this defence.
And now a sudden chance to counter. It's a pretty loose pass. Parma still trailing by one and looking here to take it up a notch after the break. No, that's been intercepted. Asensio and Yilmaz. The message is clear, none shall pass.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Gonzalez going forward. Parma needed that, they really needed it.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store.
It's a good foot in there.
Sostituzione per il Parma. Numero 53. Lascia il campo per il numero 9. Cambio di giocatori.
Luca Bacchio. Your impression so far, Jim?
The atmosphere isn't great at this moment, Peter. The moans and groans from the crowd are quite audible now. Frustration's growing, and this can end up being a bit of a depressing cycle. Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Diamante clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Brilliantly cut out. Now it's Luca Bacchio. He won't be happy with that one. Parma do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way. And that pass just didn't quite work. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Passing is crisp and sharp. Into the last quarter of an hour. Can he finish? And how good was that? A finish right from the top draw. Two to the good, and they are purring. Absolutely purring.
Well, a 1-2 is easier to pull off than most dribbles, and I think we've just seen the proof.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Yeah, I can't think...
Great chance! He's got a goal! Back to within one! Interesting! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Parma cut their deficit and look raring to go again.
Well, they'll just be praying that one more chance falls their way before the whistle goes. Diamante clearly have been instructed to kill this off. Offence is the best form of defence.
Just 5 minutes left. Bruno Enrique. Oh, he's having a go! Keeper's not concerned by that.
Sostituzione per il Parma. Numero 21.
So we have movement
Numero
on
7.
both benches.
Numero 10. Lasciano il campo per il numero 8.
Stood up well to
Il
him
numero
there.
14. E il numero 28. Attenzione alla
Luca Bacchio.
sostituzione.
Such good technique.
Oh, that's a very decent... It's sick!
Well, they've got to get everyone forward, and maybe even the keeper.
Tries to get it clear. That is ended up in no man's land. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
He's a sharp little ball here. Oh, that's clever. And he's quick to snatch it back. Can he get on the end of this? Lovely pass, but... Luca Bacchio! Oh, it's a beauty! About as smooth as it gets! And right near the end, we have parity. Gorgeous, just to have the audacity to do it.
Oh, Peter, it's a lovely piece of deception in shaping to whack it and then opting for a lovely little lob.
So all square with all... And that's it. A good watch, a really good watch. Both sides toiling to try and outthink, outsmart each other. But it wasn't to be, and they're all square. Mauro Icardi voted man of the match, and deservedly so. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Well, a decent draw, Peter, with a good mix of action and plenty of talking points, and it ended with the right result, in my opinion.
And with that, it's time for me to thank Jim Beglin and to wish you a very good evening.
Signore e signori, tra poco sarò lieto di annunciarvi il miglior giocatore in campo dell'incontro odierno.